happy looking.
Right on.
And the bit with that we need to know about her is that she grew up in Germany.
My parents were in the army, so I essentially grew up there. For 12 years I lived there. I used to go to school here, and that's where we lived, on the 3rd floor.
And the council actually gave her family a bit of garden, along with the other residents, to kind of nurture, and it almost reconnects them with nature.
Oh, cool.
These small plots of land, called Kleingartens, are a German institution, and there's 1.5 million of them in the country.
Similar to a UK allotment, but they're garden allotments, so it's not just about growing vegetables, it is also about having flowers as well, so they are very pretty. These are some old photographs of the Kleine Garden in Germany. And then everybody has one of these amazing sheds, not just tool sheds, they actually do enhance the look of the whole plot that you've got. We spent a lot of our summers there, and, you know, after school, and because we had a stove in there, it was really an all-year-round thing. See the snow, Mum brushing the snow from the path, and I remember all sat around this stove, drinking hot chocolate and eating Emmental cheese on Ritz crackers.
And now that she's got her own garden, she wants to recreate that.
It's my first reasonable-sized garden. It's a bit uninspiring.
This garden's all about creating a sense of well-being, a sense of relaxation, somewhere to sit, maybe have friends around for a barbecue.
All the things, in fact, that Nicole remembers from her childhood Kleingarten.
It meant a lot to me, actually. It would be really lovely to have something that reminds me of those nice times that we had in Germany.
There's a healthy budget.
Oh, is there?
Of £3,000.
£3,000, not bad.
Not bad.
We've got a large patio area that extends right out of your patio doors. Then within this space here, we've got some raised veg beds for vegetables, for soft fruits, things like that. And then the back of the garden then is predominantly with fruit trees. It's almost like a fruit orchard. And then in this area here, we want to have like soft, quite undefined seating, kind of campsite vibe in a way that it's just quite informal.
Yeah.
You can have a fire pit there.
Here we go.
Wow.
I have got this central area that is your entertainment relaxation area, with the garden wrapping all the way around you. So you're literally surrounded by the garden.
One thing that you lack at the moment is a defined seating area. So we thought it'd be lovely to put this large patio area in. So it offers this really large space for your dining table there and chairs, but it also connects the house to the garden really nicely as well.
So you come out through your patio doors, and I've just put in a simple patio to replace your decking. And because it's got to look good all year long, I've gone with lots of perennials to give you lots of colour when you're looking out, with an apple tree here and another fruit tree here, because that's going to add some height to the garden and make this almost an entrance walkway leading to the central area.
The brothers are proposing an extended patio seating area coming straight off the back door. Charlie is offering to jazz up the existing space and use planting to create a beautiful view from the house. But Nicole's a keen gardener, so this garden needs to be for more than just chilling out.
And on this side of the garden, opposite your seating area, we wanted to put the produce area. And we thought it'd be really nice to be next to the seating area because it has a nice relationship with it. So the idea was to give you 2 raised beds and also a kind of a soft fruit bed as well.
And then on this side, growing fruit, so lots of raspberries, red currants, but because that is such a lovely sunny fence, also grapevine, which will cover the fence, and this is where I'm putting your vegetables.
Both designs are offering plenty of growing space for edible produce. But whereas the brothers are proposing one area of raised beds, Charlie is planning separate zones for fruit and veg. Nicole was clear that she wanted to have somewhere to get away from it all and shut out the city. How will the brothers tackle that?
And all the meadow will be surrounding this soft seating area. So we just wanted it to feel slightly away from the house and away from the other seating area, really surrounded by the garden itself. So then when you're sitting in there, you can really hear the sounds of nature.
The main hub of the garden for me, especially thinking about a Kleingarten, is a shed. Okay, so we have a shed. Now, I know it looks like it's lawn, but it's got a green roof. So we have it as a little summer house, and then we've got a lean-to covered area. So you can, if it's raining, sit out. But also, because this is a really sunny garden, on this side we've got this little sort of almost bistro patio area, big enough just to get a small table and chairs so you can sit there in the shade. But then you can walk round under the lean-to, which has a pot-belly stove.
The pitches are over.
I'll leave you to it, you and Pip.
Okay.
Lovely, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Fabulous.
See you in a bit.
Will Nicole opt for the Rich Brothers sociable allotment garden with its growing zone and secluded woodland seating? Or will Charlie's design with plentiful fruit, veg and flowers encircling a bespoke shed with a difference hit the spot?
Hello.
Hello, here we go. The moment of truth, the grand reveal. So I basically picked this garden design because I thought my mum would pick it and she's not here. So this is for my mum, really. So here we go. Charlie's.
Well, we did fall in love with that as well.
Yeah, we were sold.
So, yeah, awesome.
Nicole's chuffed, and it looks like this is a dream come true for Charlie too. It's the morning of the build, and the landscaping team's arrived.
So it's all about this shed in the centre of the design with this lovely green roof. I'll get me spade and wheelbarrow then.
Yeah, no, he'll disappear fetching something.
You don't need
See you later. Right.
The custom-built shed is the centrepiece of the garden, so getting it right is critical. While Andy marks out the area for its base, Steve makes a start on cutting timber for the frame. And carpenter Lee, tape measure at the ready, is overseeing construction.
6 foot 2.5 inches.
A solid base is essential to ensure the shed is stable. So they're using concrete paving slabs.
I'll tell you what, though, if you want to put a concrete base down for a shed, though, it's the quickest way of doing it.
The whole team's working to get the shed in place. The finished frame needs to be screwed into position and firmly secured to the concrete base. Sam's using a concrete breaker to take up Nicole's old patio to make way for Charlie's smart new limestone paving. And he's getting a lesson in how to lay slabs from his old man, Andy.
When you're hitting them down, mate, try not to hit them right in the corner, because all that does is create a hole like that.
Time for the exterior walls to go up on the shed.
Yes! Right, in the skip with this then. There we go. Right. King of the world.
I slept in.
I see you had a
for
good
you.
night last night, did you, Charlie?
That is a project for you guys later.
Nice.
So,
Oh, fantastic.
seats and, yeah.
Whoa! That is the coolest shed I've ever seen. Look at the windows.
It's looking gorgeous already, isn't it?
Yeah.
And once you've done the other side of it and made the seat, so that's
Over here
this
somewhere.
area here is going to be the pretty area.
Lovely.
Okay.
Okay.
I am loving this, Lee.
It's getting there, isn't it?
It is. So this is, we've got the waney edge, Douglas fir on this side. It lasts a long time.
Yeah, it's been
Long time.
weathered, that has,
Yeah.
for years.
Looks really nice. But I'm just loving it inside. It's not a huge space, 6 foot by 6 foot, but big enough for a chair. It gets the morning sun, so this will be lovely and light in here. And we've got lots of windows. They're double glazed, and I'm loving this space.
The Rich Brothers' first job is to build the porch, so they're digging some foundations for the upright posts. Lee, meanwhile, is putting the finishing touches to the shed walls. Charlie's marking out where the path will run through the garden.
Can we take that in?
Yeah.
So it's the width of that stone.
Oh, yeah, it's fine, yeah.
Yeah? This is
I see
a
what you mean.
narrow path, because otherwise that flower bed ends up too small because it's lawn there.
Foundation holes dug, the brothers can start building the porch. So Harry pours in some quick-drying concrete to secure the posts.
Yeah, very good, that. I'm surprised.
Don't tell me it's there. There.
Well, it's
Bottom of-
virtually bottom of the pit.
There we are.
So.
Look at that, boys!
Lee's working on the shed door. He's gluing a series of braces across the inside to add strength, before giving the whole thing a rub down.
Okay, so patio's down. This bit's looking much tidier. We got a nice narrow pathway coming through what is going to be the more glamorous planting. So you're putting the board there too, because that's all planting where you
This
are.
is planting, is it?
Yeah,
Right.
and then this is a little seating area here
Yep.
with, there's going to be box balls here and then evergreen hedge round. So this is quite formal, this area.
Right.
And then it gets more rustic when you get over to the boys' pergola.
It is absolutely plum.
It's plum on the end as well, so don't touch it and then...
Don't touch it, I'm holding it up.
Sam's hammering in some stakes to mark the edge of the path, so he and his dad can make an edge for the planting bed.
No, just like he is now there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next phase for the shed construction is underway.
I mean, this looks a bit bizarre, doesn't it?
Where's that
coming in
going?
with? On the roof. And this garden was inspired by a German Kleingarten. And one thing Charlie really wanted to put into this garden was a living roof. And that's great because the Germans actually pioneered that, and it's just going to look beautiful on top.
And Charlie's gone for a high-tech approach so as not to overload it.
Is it basically just trays to capture the moisture. So instead of having this huge tray which holds water and amounts to a lot of weight, you've just got these little cups that fill up, and it means that this space here is nice and light and airy. And then to go on top of this then, as a growing medium, you've got this inert substrate here. You've got bits of gravel in here, and then you've also got these lightweight granules, which again help to hold moisture as well.
I like your Dalek.
Oh, I know, it's amazing, isn't it? It's so simple, but it's going to make a beautiful little feature up there.
That roof is going to be the finishing touch
Yeah.
to the shed.
Oh. Let's get going.
Lovely. I think we have to go. Do you have to go the other way, H? Oh no, it'll keep going, will it?
Keep going back. How much further?
Keep going, you got room. There we are. So this is the membrane going down, and this is just to protect the timber underneath. Nice waterproof membrane, and it prevents all this from rotting.
While the brothers are lining the shed roof, Charlie's prettifying the patio.
Now, this little area here is a real sun trap. So a fantastic spot for some grapevines. So Vitis vinifera. This one's a black sort of fruit on it. This fence is actually ideal for a grapevine because it's sort of what I call a hit and miss. So the boards are staggered like that. These tendrils will literally climb up through and it'll hold itself on, so I'll only need to tie it in a couple of places. And when it comes to first having a grapevine, you want to get a nice framework or build up a nice framework so that you end up with basically one long stem and lots of stems coming off evenly, and that's where you're going to get all the fruit.
The next layer to go on the roof is the Dalek-like drainage matting, which the brothers are cutting to size.
Strangely satisfied.
It's like a giant collar, isn't it? All right, another length of 2.4.
Charlie designed Nicole's garden in sections, and she's using planting to create the boundaries.
We tend to use box and we also use yew as hedging, but I've actually gone for euonymus. This one is green rocket, called green rocket because it's nice and upright. Nice dark glossy leaves, really robust, put up with anything. Gets to about a metre 20 high. But it just adds that nice structure to the planting bed. So I've got one here running around there. I've got one running along there, and I might sneak one in somewhere else yet. I haven't decided. We've got one here, but I don't think I'll put this one in until the boys have finished the roof.
We're getting there, Charlie, we're getting there.
Now, the other evergreen I'm using in the garden are box balls. And I've got them randomly placed through the garden. So a bit of formality, but arranged informally. And then we're going to have planting sort of drifting through.
The top of the shed is fully lined and ready for the layer of substrate, a lightweight growing medium which retains moisture and provides nutrients for the plants on a living roof.
Yeah!
Meanwhile, down at ground level, the stove is being manhandled into position.
Where's it going? Cater corner or? I don't know.
I like that. That looks nice because then when she sat there, she can see it. That looks nice.
It's finally time to put the green into the green roof. But David seems to be having a spot of bother.
I can't extend! Ah.
It's so dramatic, suddenly being able to roll out a whole mat of sedum. And this living roof is a real benefit to insects, to birds, and it also adds a lot of biodiversity to this garden.
It's not just the wildlife that benefits. Green roofs can help cool the urban environment and improve air quality, as well as being very effective building insulation.
But also something beautiful for Nicole to look down upon from her bedroom window. Right, Dave?
Order of more meadow. I need a measurement, actually, because we've got a huge roll here.
Steve's adding the cross beams to create the pergola, while Lee is attaching the tin roof to the porch and cutting a hole for the stovepipe. Charlie's thinking about plants.
So we got fruit because we've got a grapevine. We've got the apples. We've got the plums. And we thought you can't have fruit without some nuts. So we're going to plant some hazels there that again will end up as a hedge, but also she can coppice it, which will give her an unlimited amount of wood for the wood burner.
Adding a chimney to an outdoor wood burner means Nicole won't get smoke in her eyes.
Veg bed going in, that's a good thing, Paul.
Certainly is, Charlie.
And another hedge is going in. Now, this one's much more rustic because we're using lots of natives and it's a mixed hedge. So we've got holly, we've got beech, we've got a Rosa canina, so that's going to scrabble up on that fence line there. We've got dogwood, Rosa rugosa. So it's going to be quite pretty, but very mixed up. And she can keep it down to this height or she can let it come up a bit higher. Depends on how secluded she wants to make this area.
The garden's ready for some turf. Charlie wanted to cater for Nicole's pets with a generous patch of grass at the back and side.
All the pretty plants are coming in. Pretty, pretty. So I think we're going red here, blues and yellows there. So although there's quite a lot of structure in a Klein garden, nobody decided that we're definitely planting this here. It would be, oh, there's a space there, let's pop it in. So that's the sort of feel that I'm going for. So yeah, but I'm sort of keeping zones of blues and zones of hot colours.
Now that they've completed the green roof, the brothers' next job is to come up with a quirky design for a seat. Let the drilling commence.
So Charlie gave us this bed head at the beginning of the day, asked us to make a bench, and we thought it'd be a lovely backrest for that. So we've just got, basically a nice simple timber bench, the same wood as we've used to clad the shed. Nice and simple, it's going to tie in, but I think it adds to that nice little working garden feel that's in there. Just making do with what you've got, making the most of it, and I think with the rustic woods and the very rustic steel here, it looks really cool.
All right.
They've salvaged the foot of the bed frame too.
We thought it'd be nice to cut these in half, so Steve's done that for us. We're going to rest them like this. I mean, that's one bespoke seat, isn't it?
It is for sure, pure comfort.
With all the main structural work finished, Charlie can get the veg in.
Now, this There's no reason when you're growing vegetables that you don't make it look pretty. So I'm edging it up with these ornamental cabbage. Now, it's not a huge vegetable bed, but it's amazing how much produce you can get from, you know, a couple of square metres of soil. The soil here is actually quite nice and rich, which is lovely. I do love a nicely organised vegetable patch with rows. It just looks so neat and tidy, and the best way to get the uniformity is to use something like your trowel to space it. So I'm spacing these cabbages out, one trowel length apart and one trowel length apart, so between the rows. And the one thing to remember with all brassicas is they like to be firmed in well into the ground. So really firm them in. Oh my word, that is amazing.
Up and up.
That's big enough for Nicole to sit on and also Pip to sit on the other side. I love it.
Chaz, I have to say, this garden is looking so cute.
It is, isn't it? It almost feels like pixie hobbity-ish. I don't know why. I think it's
It's
all
the character in the sheds. I think, you know, you can lose it when you use, like, new materials, but that is wonderfully aged, and just having that little rustic line just finishes it off.
It's very different for us. Like, when she actually picked my design, I suddenly went, oh, no, fancy putting a shed right in the middle of a garden.
It's not just a shed, is it?
No.
You've got a little wood stove there. It's a space where you want to go and spend time, so why not put it in the middle? And then you can enjoy all the views around.
I hope so.
She'll love it, Charlie.
We'll soon find out. It's getting to that time.
It is, yeah.
To recreate the German Kleingarten of her British Army childhood. And £3,000 and some Charlie Dimmock magic have done just that. Nicole's bland urban space has been transformed into a vibrant, multifaceted outdoor garden. An array of colourful flowers brightens up one corner of the garden, while plentiful fruit and vegetables will allow Nicole to keep her larder stocked. An area of lawn will keep Pip the dog and his feline companions happy, and a pot-bellied wood burner ensures year-round comfort for Nicole. But it's the bespoke shed, complete with green roof and double-glazed windows, which is the real triumph.
Step down. There you go.
Sounds good.
It sounds a bit different than what was there before, doesn't it?
How will Nicole react to the changes?
I hope she likes it.
Oh, I think she's going to love it.
Would you like to open your eyes?
Oh, my God. Wow. I
think that's a good sign. Lost for
That
words.
is just not my garden. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, my God.
Look
shed.
at that.
I absolutely adore it. Whoever built this, they are talented.
She loves the shed. I mean, how could you not?
I mean, it sits in centre stage there, doesn't it?
Great thing about the roof is when you're in your bedroom, you're looking at something pretty and it's great for the wildlife.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh my goodness me.
Isn't it cute?
It's beautiful, actually. It's really sort of
and the heat,
old-fashioned looking, isn't it?
the heat that comes off of it is huge. So
and you can put stuff on top.
I'm thinking you could put your pot of hot chocolate on there to warm up.
That's definitely how it used to be in Germany.
And loves the pot belly stove as well.
Yeah.
It does look old school, doesn't it?
It looks amazing, and it was so warm. I mean, it's amazing how much heat it kicks out. So even when it's a bit chilly, she'll be outside.
I love the way it all leads round, yeah. But this is the hub. Yeah. Oh my God.
So veggies.
Oh, it's so neat.
That's where I thought you would like that.
I do. I like a bit of neatness.
Yeah. So it contrasts well with the wavy edge of the Hobbit house. And I love what Lee has done with this, with the windows. They're double glazed windows.
I love the windows as well. They're such a nice little touch, aren't they? And I feel like that's what really clinches it, takes it almost away from a shed into a little outdoor room.
Yeah.
Do you think it sort of is like a Kleingarten?
Yes, very much so. Yeah, definitely. Spot on, actually. It's just so sweet as well, isn't it?
I know, it's cute.
Yeah.
I love it. I really love it.
Really, you just feel happy being in it. Yeah. This is definitely going to give the Kleine Gardens in Germany a run for the money.
Oh, well, that's nice to know.
Yeah, it is such a transformation, isn't it? It is, like you said, a completely different garden.
So, Nicole, do you think it's been worth it?
100%. I am so glad that I chose it now.
The team has packed up and cleared out, leaving Nicole to enjoy her Kleingarten in peace.
Well, I feel like I'm in a bit of a fairy tale at the moment, taking me right back to my childhood in Germany next to the fire and my cheese and crackers and hot